Hey gang, Chonky here. Today I'm going to be going over the new crafting system that came out with the Dreadforge patch. Now, this new crafting system comes with a way to upgrade your star levels on all of your equipment. Currently, there is a bug that is preventing the upgrades from going through, but the devs have stated that they're working on getting it fixed as soon as possible, so hopefully by the time this video is out, you can craft correctly. But until then, we're still going to make this video to teach you how to craft with the new system. So the new patch gives you the ability to level up the star level of your equipment. Now, what is a star level? I'll go over that a little bit later, because first I want to go over the basics of crafting. So here in town, at the blacksmith, you have Master Blacksmith Kadrick. He is always here. He will always be here to craft whatever you want. Whether it's basic gear, modifying essence, or if you want to craft some elite sets if you're later into like the nightmare difficulties. Now when you craft something, you're going to see this slider bar, and what this does is this determines the probability of success. So like if we go to Eternal, if I have it all the way to the left, I only have a 10% chance to get an Eternal item, but if I put the slider all the way to the right, it slowly comes up as a 100% craft. So personally, I recommend that whenever you do any crafting with Kadrick, you always put the slider all the way to the right. That way you can guarantee what gear you're getting, because while you can level up the stars of your equipment, you cannot upgrade the rarity. So you cannot go from, rare to legendary or legendary to eternal. So personal preference, I always put the slider on the right. Now, let's get into the basics of crafting. So in order to craft, you need to have fragments. And there are 3 types of fragments. There are raw fragments, normal fragments, and then elite fragments. Now, raw and normal fragments are found everywhere. You can get them from opening boxes or barrels, defeating random mobs. You can get them from chests, from bosses. They drop all over the place. Now, elite fragments are special. You can only find elite fragments in the nightmare difficulty, and they only drop from specific bosses. I already have a couple videos out that show you the fastest way to farm your first set of elite fragments, and then where to farm in the icy depths. I'm also working on videos for Dreadforge, which will include the elite fragments from that dungeon as well. So with raw fragments, you convert them into normal fragments. This cannot be reversed, so make sure you only craft as many as you need. But with the normal fragments, you can research various recipes from Kadrick from the various dungeons. There is no difference in stats. I want to make that clear, that any recipe you purchase that's not elite, any recipe you purchase with a normal fragment, is just a cosmetic or aesthetic difference. There's no difference in stats. They all have the same stat pool to pull from when you craft them. It's just pretty much based on preference of, which one you like the most or can buy the quickest. Now, elite fragments, or elite recipes, they have different set bonuses, so they're extremely strong to get late game, and that's why I have videos on how to farm them. And another benefit of using your normal fragments before dipping into your reserves of raw fragments is that when you make a new character, they have access to your raw fragments right away. So if you need to, you can research some quick blueprints or recipes to craft some gear for your character. Now, when it comes to crafting gear, personally, I would wait until you're at least level 15 to do any large-scale crafting. Now, what I mean by that is, if you are having a hard time leveling up your character due to the lack of proper gear, maybe learn a recipe or two from Kadrick and create like a piece of armor or a weapon that benefits you, and then when you hit 15, then work on crafting a whole set. The reason why I would say hold off on crafting until level 15 is because if you craft an item at level 14, it is easily outpaced by a level 15 item. So I think if you can hang on to your resources until you are into the heroism part of your character, that is when you'll be able to craft the best gear. You can craft it at max level, which is 15, and then upgrade the stars if you like the stats on it. So let's talk about star levels. All of the gear that you find in the game will have a star level at the bottom of it. The max number of stars is dictated by how rare your equipment is, with Eternal being the highest at 5 stars. And what the stars do is the more stars you have on that piece of equipment, the more the stats will go up. Now, on a small piece of gear like your bracers, I have here 0 and 5 stars, and you'll see that there's actually a pretty sizable difference between the two. So leveling up stars is incredibly important late game. However, due to the stat pacing that I just mentioned a moment ago with crafting, I would wait until, you know, you're 15 plus to level up your stars. And then when it comes to stats that you need to focus for your character, while it's all varied depending on the class you play, I think a lot of it is pretty much the same. You're going to want things like bonus health, bonus armor, bonus power of whatever your class is, ranged, spell power, physical power, whatever it is. You're going to want bonus magic resistance, you're going to want crit chance, and bonus crit chance. And the difference between like crit chance and then bonus on a stat is bonus crit chance means that it adds plus to that stat after everything else. So if you have a crit chance plus 10%, it's just going to add 10% to your base. But if you have a bonus crit chance of 10%, it's going to take whatever your crit chance is after all of your other gear stats are compiled, and then it's going to add 10% of that. So it's pretty interesting, the sort of stat mixing that you can get. So in order to level up the stars on your gear, you're going to need 3 things. You're going to need magical cores, you're going to need a bunch of essence of the required type for whatever gear you're upgrading, and you're going to need a bunch of gold. When I mean a bunch of gold, I mean a bunch of gold. So I'm going to go ahead and put up the costs for all upgrades right here to show you guys an example of how much it will cost you to upgrade your gear. And keep in mind, these costs are for each rarity type. So no matter what, it's always going to cost that much gold, with that much essence, with that many magical cores, which is why I strongly suggest only doing star upgrades on Eternal gear. And then when the next difficulty comes out and we have a new tier of equipment, maybe only focus that one. But who knows? We haven't got that far yet. What is a magical core? A magical core looks like this. Do not confuse it with the Heart of Khorne the Dread. They look the exact same right now. Who knows if they're going to update the picture in time. But right now, this is what a magical core is. You can get magical cores from 2 different things. If you beat the final boss of a dungeon, it is supposed to be a guaranteed drop. And then you have a small chance for any other random boss. So anybody who would give you a loot chest has a chance to give you a magical core. Once you get your magical cores, you're going to need to start hoarding up some essence and gold, and then you'll be able to upgrade your gear. Once you have all of your gear and cores and essence and money that you want to use to upgrade your gear, you're going to take it all to Gweyir Dorra. I hope I said her name right. Currently, like I said, there's a bug where she will only let you attempt to upgrade a max level item. The devs said they are going to fix this, but normally you would just click on the piece of gear you want to upgrade. It will tell you the levels that increase, which will be all of them, so it'll just display the new stats of the item. And then it will display the price right here, which I'll display the prices again for each upgrade. And remember, it does not matter which rarity the item is, it will still cost the same amount of essence and the same amount of money, and the same amount of cores. So don't just spend your cores frivolously. You need to upgrade wisely. This is very expensive stuff. So once they fix the bug that will allow you to upgrade your stuff, you just need to come to Gweyir Dorra, upgrade, and then your character will become stronger and stronger and stronger. So hopefully that answers any questions you guys might have on the new crafting system in Dungeons of Sundaria. I'm going to be working on my run-through of the Dreadforge, and then working on a couple other videos as well. If you guys have any questions, concerns, video requests, or if you're just stuck in a spot of one of the dungeons and just need a little helping hand, shoot me a comment, hit me up in Discord. Hopefully I can set you guys in the right path. But anyway, my name is Chonky. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on Twitch sometime. Have a good one.